This video was filmed on September the 30th, 2017, but I loaned my camera to a friend and left the dated chip in it. He recently found the chip that he had lost and returned it to me, and so we're going to show it to you now. My wife and I had planned a trip on the pontoon boat with a couple of dear friends. We wanted to take them multi-specie trolling on our pontoon boat. The plan was for them to arrive around 8 o'clock, but they had mechanical problems in their truck and didn't arrive until about 10:30. After we had been driving about 15 miles, we had a flat on my pontoon boat. I didn't have a jack, so we had to disconnect the pontoon boat from the truck, drive all the way back home and get a jack while the women stayed with the pontoon boat. By the time we got the jack, loaded it up, came back to the pontoon boat and got the tire off, we'd already killed an hour and a half of time. To further complicate the problem, I didn't have a spare, so we had to make a 30-minute trip to find a tire shop that had a tire. And by the time we got the tire installed on the rim and got back and got it all put back together, it was approaching 2 o'clock. And we still had a 20-minute drive to get to the lake. And when we arrived at the lake, my wife insisted that before we did any fishing, we were going to eat the lunch that she had prepared. He's my spotter. He's spotting the fish for me.
Hope you're right. Yeah.
I got 2 spotters back there.
Now they're both up there. Boy, Rusty would love this, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
Now, when I got mine the other day, it was a big catfish, a flathead.
Big flathead.
I thought I was hung up. I did too there for a while. I hung up. There he is. Oh no.
Catfish.
Yep.
White cat.
How am I going to get? Tires for that.
Hold your rod still. Quit moving it, honey.
Thought I had a fish.
Good fish, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I better reel in, hadn't I?
Yeah.
What I thought.
He's in past you now, isn't he?
I'm hung up. Maybe you got a fish. No, I'm hung up.
Well, just hold tight there. I think John's got your line. Move yours.
Which way? Oh, okay. Oh, I think he's got this one.
Little tomcat. We don't need jugs, John. No. Because of the time we lost on the way to the lake, we decided to make one pass through the little inlet where we launched, and that's what we did to catch those 2 catfish. And then we decided we would limit our fishing when we got down where we want to go to just one big cove. But before we do that, I want to introduce our friends to you. This is John and Janet. John and I have been fishing companions for years. John is a former tournament fisherman and a former guide, a fantastic bass fisherman. And he and I have fished together and had lots of fun over time. But he's also an old Navy SEAL that's had his legs all shot up, and so he has lots of problems now health-wise when it comes to walking. On our way down the lake, we had to pass through a bunch of underwater islands, and I couldn't stand doing that without stopping and trolling a little while before we went on down to the cove.
Does yours ping when it goes over a fish? Yeah, those are the ones that were just flying over. They were in pretty formation.
Janet was watching the birds, and she saw a bunch of birds, it looked like on a gravel bar in the distance. So we decided to check them out before we went on over to the cove. As we got closer, we could see they were pelicans, so we decided to troll down by them.
Oh, she has a big fish. Look at it. Big fish.
Hold that up for me, Janet. Grab hold of it.
Not a fish, baby.
Turn around here and give me a big smile.
The catch of the day. Yeah. I want to catch a fish.
Okay. You get yelled at, though. You all know.
Here he comes. Oh, babe. After him. Oh, he's a big heavy guy.
I'll tell you what.
One's brighter than the other.
These pelicans are sitting on an old road that used to go across here. They dozed part of it out when they built the lake. I tried to get Janet to count those pelicans, and she said she couldn't do it.
You're jiggling, John. Watch your little line. Can't see your lure.
You know I can.
You can't see your lure.
Maybe I got x-ray glasses on.
I know.
I want to get those ones that see in the water. They advertise on television. You suppose that's true?
It was almost 4 o'clock as we headed over where we had planned to troll in the cove.
Good
Nice
job.
crappie.
My crappie.
Coffee.
There's no fish on there.
No. You got off.
Oh.
She can't see if she sits down. She's got to stand up. Thought I had a fish.
That's a crappie.
Not a very big one, though.
You've been up deep.
A while ago, we just went over 2 trees. Somebody should catch a crappie. Remember, we used to go back and forth over this point catching crappie.
I just felt it. It came up to the top. Oh gosh, this one's bigger than the other one, I think.
Told you we'd catch another crappie. We can go back and forth over there and catch a whole bunch of crappie.
On the lure I told her to put on, right?
Right. Well, you said when you let it get off.
Nobody likes this
Let me see that one.
Another crappie.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I must have his. I don't feel mine anymore. I think it got into his.
I had a crappie.
And it got off.
It spit my lure out.
After John lost that crappie, we decided it was time to head in. We decided on the way in to make one more pass by the birds. We had a pretty good day considering all the problems that we had, and we appreciate you going along with us.